Yes, yes, yes. We are back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. It's another Wednesday evening. Yeah, yeah. What's been going on? How has your day been? How has your week been? How has the last 7 days been? It's good to be back. It's good to see you, even though I can't see you. It's good to be seen. All right, so I need to try something here. I need to invite a few people to the live, isn't it? Because I've not done that again. I've been so busy today. It's been quite busy, to be honest. The whole week, to be fair. So much has been going on. And I've got so much to do. So I think it's going to be a quick one today. We are talking about leveling up. Hey, if you're watching this after it's live, can you do me a favor and give me some feedback? What happens up until I start going into the content? Because I usually spend a few minutes doing this, like getting people on. And yeah, I'd love to hear some feedback from you. So please do feel free to give me some feedback. All right, I'm going to share this now. There we go, sending it out. Oops. And then it's okay. And then I'm going to forward it to a couple of people, and then we will get started. Okay, and that was a recording of someone drinking tea. So that reminds me that I need to drink my tea. When the tea ends, the live ends. Oh, that one's good. It's very lemony. Excellent. We got the tunes. We got the tea. So let's get started with the live. Today we are talking about leveling up. What does it even mean? What does it mean? Does leveling up actually mean to you? What does it mean at all? What does it mean to anyone? What is leveling up? And why are we even talking about this today?
So the UK government has been talking about leveling up for a while. I think that was one of the slogans for a few years ago or something. I don't know. And yeah, that's interesting. But anyway, leveling up. We're talking about leveling up. Do we even know? I guess the first question is: do we even know what level we're at now? Oh, that's a question that's actually hitting me a little bit. Do we know what level we're at now? If you're playing a game, um, if you're playing like a video game, there's the beginner level. I don't know how many levels there are in games. I haven't played games for ages, but there's a level, right? And as you go through the game, there's a new level every time. You have to defeat something, then you go on to the next level, right? The games still work like that. I remember that's how it was with like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. What other games were out there at the time? But anyway, there were always levels, right? There was always a level. And that is good because you know that what level you're at now, you have to get good enough to get to the end of that level and beat the challenge at the end of that level before you go into the next level. And we often know in gaming, which is similar to life, kind of, in gaming, you know that when you get to the next level of that game, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. And you have to get better at certain things in that game for you to get to the end of that level and get to the next level. It's like in our schooling, right? In the education, when we're doing education, it's the same sort of thing. Like maybe you might not understand it because you just go through the paces that actually year 1 is one level, year 2 is one level, year 3 is another level, year 4 or grade, depending on where you are, 4th grade, 5th grade, year 5, high school, it's another level. And you really don't really understand sometimes for a lot of people, I know I didn't, that what I'm going through was stages of my education until like I was older. Like I understood that GCSEs prepares you for A level, right? And A level would prepare you for higher education academically. But what level are we in at the moment? What season are we in at the moment? Hey, loving the vibe, loving you. How was my birthday? My birthday, I went to work on my birthday. I'm definitely at another level in my life because I'm 39 now. So I worked a little bit on my birthday. The thing is about my birthdays over the years is I think I never really celebrated my birthday. I'm going to share something with you now. Never had a birthday party. Never had a birthday party in all my 39 years. Maybe there was one when I was 1 or 2 or something that I don't remember. I have no idea. But I never had a strong desire or urge to have a birthday party or to have like a big celebration. So I've never actually had a birthday party. Or have I? I'm going to have to ask my mum because I don't remember having one. I remember having people around our house when I was younger. They came to celebrate my birthday, to say happy birthday, but it wasn't a party as such. Or was it? Or was it that I didn't care, so I don't remember? I don't remember having a birthday party. So usually I don't really do much on my birthdays. And since around the age of 21, 22 or so, I didn't really celebrate my birthday per se. I went out a few times around my birthday, but it wasn't like that important. And I usually try to rest on my birthday, especially after I started working. I'll just like take the day off, watch a few movies and just chill. But over the last maybe 3 or 4 years, I've been actively trying to do something that I enjoy on my birthday. And there isn't, I don't have a lot of extracurricular activities. Well, I go to the gym in the morning, which I did yesterday, and that felt great. And then, yeah, so I don't really have any, like, I don't produce music anymore. I don't have an extracurricular activity. Like my hobbies, my hobbies have kind of become my work. Like photography used to be a bit of a hobby in the like house work. Video was a little bit of a hobby when I was younger. That became work. Web design was never a hobby. That was always work. Um, yeah. So anyway, yesterday I went to work. There's so much stuff that I have to do, and I was just catching up on stuff yesterday. And actually, I didn't. I didn't want. This is going to sound so weird. I didn't want to leave too many things in my 38th year. I didn't want to carry over. Sorry, I didn't want to carry over too much stuff from my 30th to my 39th. So I was trying to wrap up a few things. But yeah, but the highlight of my birthday yesterday was actually spending some time with my family, because that's important. So extracurricular is not, I wouldn't call it extracurricular. It's just something that you're supposed to do, right? Spend time with your family. So it was really nice to spend time with my family yesterday. Went out for a meal. My wife took me out for a meal that was really good. And my daughters wanted to play in this playground. And I was like, if it's open still, and if we have time, we'll go to the playground. But it's my birthday. I don't really want to go to the playground. But they were like, please, can we go to the playground? I thought, all right, cool. Do you know what? The whole point of like me today is I wanted to spend time with my family. So it was really great, actually. And I didn't know how much fun that I would have. And I think I had more fun than them. Like they got me involved on the swings and the seesaw and all the activities and stuff. And I was it was like being a kid again, like having fun. And it was a little hill, so me and my daughter rolled down the hill together. I've done that in ages. I tell you what, I'm gonna make the most of my last of my 30s. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna try and do some stuff. Maybe I'm gonna try and level up my birthday celebrations. That was a bit of a long-winded answer to your question, Chris. How was my birthday? How are you? How are you doing? How's your week been? How are things going? So if you're just joining, we're talking about leveling up in different aspects of our lives. And the first question that we asked was, what does it really mean to level up? And secondly, what level are we actually at? What stage in your life are you at? Are you at the learning stage? Are you at the developing stage? Are you at the growing stage? Are you at the scaling stage? I'm talking business terms here, like how do you scale your life? I don't know, maybe that's the thing. But what level are we at? And what is the next level? Have we identified what the next level actually is, or what it could be? And that's an important question to ask. What level are you at now? Where are you now in your life? What season are you in? Right? So our web design side of the business leveled up in a number of ways over the last few years. In the way that we operate and in the way that we do quite a few things. But we knew that there would be some challenges when we leveled up or went up a level, when we took stuff to another level, right? But we didn't really understand or identify the depth of how leveling up would affect some other aspects of the business. So we leveled up in some operations, in some tech, and that meant at the time that sales and marketing, or marketing and sales, kind of went down a little bit. So we leveled up on the marketing and sales, and because of how we work at the time, that meant that operations were affected. So it's really a good idea to understand what the next level looks like, what the potential challenges are going to be in our life, right? So yeah, so where are you now? Where are you now versus where you want to be? I think that's the question about leveling up, because sometimes we want to level up. We want to level up in our relationships. We may want to level up as, I don't know, friends, in our businesses, in our careers, in our jobs, in the stuff we do outside of work. But what does it mean to really improve? And I think that leveling up is trying to understand where we are now in comparison to where we want to be. So yeah, and if life is a journey of self-discovery, personal development, and personal growth, we really need to be thinking about what's what the next level is and what it looks like. And I think defining that is quite important, you know? So yeah, what's the next level in your relationship? You gonna be a better lover, a better listener, a better talker, better communicator? Uh yeah, what's the next level? What's the next level? If you're if you're great at sports and you want to go to the next level in your sporting career, in your political career, whatever it is, what does that actually look like? You know, what does the next level look like and what comes with it? What's some of the benefits? Okay, here we go again, Alex, talking about a SWOT analysis. Man, this morning I was delivering, I was doing some workshops for a banking group, talking to people who were thinking of starting a business and telling them some of the steps of starting a business and what it's like to be an entrepreneur. And I was talking about a SWOT analysis again, and I'm like, this feels like all I talk about. I need to write a book about a SWOT analysis, but what else? What else can you talk about a SWOT? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's been talked about so much already, so many people know what it is. Always talking about SWOTs. I think it's a great thing. So I was encouraging people to, and maybe actually we might do this. We might do this together. I'll set it up. We can do this together, maybe over on Zoom or something. So instead of New Year's resolutions or alongside New Year's resolutions and New Year's goals and thinking about what the future is, we can maybe do a little bit of a personal development session, right? We would talk about SWOTs because I was encouraging people to actually, instead of doing New Year's resolutions that you are, which might be new resolutions and not repeat resolutions from last year, is to actually do a SWOT and to think about some strengths that you've gathered, some things that you've improved on in the last year. And what are some of the weaknesses that you might have had? What are some of the bad habits that you might have picked up? What are some of the opportunities that you have in the coming year? And what can you do about them? And then what are some of the things in your life, might be habits, might be where you live, it could be anything. What are some of the things that can threaten your success, threaten your growth, threaten the person that you want to be at the end of 2024? I wanted to say 2023 because it rhymed with B. But yeah, so like the mighty SWOT is like so important. It's such a simple personal development tool, and it's, I don't know, it's just so amazing. Anyway, so where are we? So what's the next level? I've got some notes here, and I have an incomplete note because it says, what's the next level in terms of what's next? I don't know what's next at that statement or that question. Yeah, let's add something on. What's the next level in terms of your life? What is the next level in terms of your life? When we're speaking about your life, what's next? What's next for you? So we have a methodology within our business that helps people to start businesses called a success roadmap. And it's a roadmap of what success looks like to you. And you can actually identify the seasons that you're in. This is particularly for people who are starting businesses, but it's also great for just a general personal development activity. And it's really looking at where you are now and where you want to be and what's in the middle. Like, how will you get there? And I think sometimes we don't think about that. I know I don't sometimes, and I know other people don't as well. So it's a great reminder to think about, what are you trying to achieve? Why is this thing important to you? And what do you have now that's going to help you get there? And then there's some bits we fill in, right? So for some people, between the, where's left and right for you? I don't know. I'm just going to do it. Between the now, the here and now, and the future, there might be 1, 2, 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to actually take before you get to this goal. And you can kind of work it backwards, right? You've heard people talk about reverse engineering, so you can always work it backwards. If I got to this thing that I want to achieve over here, if I got to it, what would I have done to get there? And then you can work backwards. You say, I would have done these 5 things to get here. cool, these 5 things, what would I have done to get to this level? And you can work that backwards. And it's really good to have a look at the map of your life, how you've mapped out what you want to achieve. Because if you don't do that, someone else will. Like, you just fit into someone else's mold. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about fitting into an idea as a community. And we don't all have to be like mega individuals, right? We can be individuals within a larger identity, right? I find it so philosophical. Um, but yeah, so we do this activity with lots of people who want to start businesses. And it's actually really important for us to do that for a couple of reasons. It means that we can help them and we can identify what's important to them. And for the slackers, we can always say to them, you said you want these things. The things that you're doing now, the habits that you're developing now, are they going to help you to get there? And I did this with some people from our mastermind, and we know each other quite well. So we know our desires and we know our fears in a lot of senses. So we're able to actually say, hey, you're trying to get here. Remember, this is what you want to do. Unless it's changed, what you're doing now is not really on the list of activities that you said you'll be doing to get you to this goal. Do we need to reconsider what we're trying to do, right? So yeah, success roadmap. What's the roadmap for your life? What does the next level look like? Yeah, how many levels are there? We don't know. I think that's undefined, and that might be a definition that we can have for ourselves. How many levels are there? Maybe here's an idea. Maybe we can define the future levels of our life like it was a game. Maybe we could do that. Maybe it's per decade or per year. So on average, people live up until 70, 80, maybe into the 90s now, right? So you can say, I'm X years old and I have possibly another 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, however old you are, years until you die. A bit morbid, I know, but stay with me. So you might say, okay, so the first 10 years of my life are me getting to know the world, right? The world that's around me. I'm being influenced by it. So if you're past the age of 10 and you're now in your teenage years, you're making sense of the world. For boys, for men, males, our brains are fully developed when we're 25. Women, I think it's 21. The physiology. I was messing up my words these evenings. The physical makeup of your brain is fully developed around 21 for women and around 25 for men. I think somewhere around there. So bearing that in mind, if you're 20 and my dad uses this term stuck in your ways, right? So he says when you're 40, when you get to around 40 years old, you get stuck in your ways because you've been accustomed to life for about 20 years of being a certain way. You've accustomed to certain outcomes. So by the time you're 40, like that, the blueprint of who you are is pretty much solidified. So that's quite an interesting concept, I think. So, but if we can look at our lives in decades, so we have X amount of decades, and we say we're in our second decade now, we're in level 2. What typically happens to people when they're on level 2 of their life? Right? Maybe they're trying to find out who they really want to be. And then between the age of 20 and 30, that's another level. Maybe you're growing as a person. Maybe there's something you're doing between your 20s and 30s, and there's something you're doing between your 30s and 40s, and there's something you're doing between your 50s and 60s, and between your 60s and 70s. Typically, we see people between 40 and 60, I think, they're more looking at having an impact. So impact for their children or their grandchildren, right? And being influential in a lot of ways. But between 20 and maybe 40, maybe 20 and 30, depending on where you are in the world, maybe it's like a grinding season, right? You're grinding, you're trying to make something of yourself. You're trying to prove maybe to your parents, to yourself that you can make it on your own. I don't know what it is between like your 30s, 20s, and maybe up to 40s, maybe up to 30s. Maybe 30 to 40 is like you're trying to solidify things. Now, I'm not trying to put any pressure on anyone. that if you're between 20 and 30 and you don't feel like where you are where you're supposed to be, that you need to try and rush it, because everyone has their own pace. We hear a lot of examples. I'm always talking about entrepreneurship. We hear a lot of examples of entrepreneurship that people start businesses when they're 50 and 60 and 70. And maybe everything that they've done up until that point, they've come to this spiritual realization that this is what they're supposed to do. If you have that realization when you're 20 or when you're 30 or when you're 60, it almost doesn't matter. It's the fact that you've had that realization, all the experiences, all the things that you've been through up until that point is going to make you to be the person who you are, right? However, if you were to take a step back as early as possible and say, I'm now in this season. In this season, typically, as our brains and our bodies develop, this is what happens. Because when you get to a certain age, your energy goes down. You can't do things like you used to do when you were like 20, when you're 40, right? You probably wouldn't do things that you used to do when you were 16, even when you're 21 or 25, maybe up to your 30s. So you can say, I'm in this season now. What does the next season actually look like? And what do I have to put in place for the next season to go the way that I want it to go? That's something that I'm working on. And I think we should all work on that too. The comment section has been quiet. And we're coming up to the end of the live. I said it was going to be a quick one. And once we end, I've still got a good amount of tea. Once we end, I got to go do some work. I got to just catch up on a few things. It's interesting for me, actually, working on certain things, because I used to work on creative projects late at night, like video editing, not photo editing, but video editing. For some reason, I think I did better at night. I didn't get into that creative zone very well during the day. It always happened at night. But nowadays, when I'm working on the business and strategizing, doing that at night is almost impossible. Like, it feels really difficult. The best time for me to do that is in the mornings, around 9. Yeah, around 9, 10. Sometimes the afternoon too. So the work that I'm doing tonight is not creative work. So even me just like acknowledging that I'm going to be doing work after this live, and it's not going to be the creative work, I think that's great. I think it's good that I've recognized that. But yeah, I'm hoping the idea is that what I do tonight and what I do tomorrow will actually take me and the business to the next level. See what I did there? Brought it back to leveling up. So yeah, so question for this evening: how are you going to level up? What's the next level? What level are you at right now? And what's the next level? Where are we going? Where are we going with our lives? Where are we going with whatever it is that we're doing? Yeah. Hey, Deanne, thanks for joining. How you doing? Well, welcome aboard. Yes to the next level. It's been great to have you guys on. It's now 9 p.m. in the UK. Bedtime for some people, work time for others. I wish you every success. I hope and I pray that your desires will come into fruition really, really soon. I hope that you have a good night's sleep. I hope your Thursday is great, your Friday is great, your Saturday is great, your Sunday is great, your Monday is great, your Tuesday is great, and your Wednesday is great. And I know it's going to be great because I'm going to see you back here soon. If you haven't liked the video, smash that like button. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Do the little ding dong bell thing so that when we go live again and we look to improve our lives and just talk about stuff, we can do that. Hey, if you want to get involved and have a conversation and be a part of the conversation with Leveling Up with Let's Talk, send me a message. We can work that out. Climbing the stairs to greatness. I love that. That's a great one-liner. Climbing the stairs to greatness. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a lovely evening, a lovely rest of the week, and we'll be seeing each other again really, really soon. Take care. God bless. Peace.